right down a little here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit. We'll use an illustration here about sin. How many of you have always been told that there's no difference in sin? It's all the same. Well, actually, there's 3 or 4 different words that are used in the Bible for sin. You've got the word sin that's used, and that's interpreted from one word, and you've got iniquity, which is interpreted from another word, and then you've got trespass, and then beyond that you've got, I did not include it on here, you got what's called abomination, sin that makes it's so bad it makes God sick. And so I want to kind of explain to you a little bit. This way it's explained to me, and I put it in a target form. It's worked for any kind of, I'm sure they were talking about shooting a bow and arrow. But right in the center I've got here is God's will. Anything outside of that is sin. And then there's what's called iniquity. And then there's trespass. And you see the arrow pointing trespass is way outside, the lines. God has a perfect will for us. He has a particular thing that we seldom seek out. And so he gives it there. Anything outside of that, like I say, is sin. And that's just basically, we talk about it. It's a word that means like you miss the mark. And so, yeah, if you're out here and you're aiming for here, you miss the mark. But that's not a good example because I don't have the distance to explain to you and give an illustration. So I just have to give a verbal illustration. Someone put it this way. It's like you were shooting an arrow at the moon, which would represent God's will, but you missed. Yeah, missed a long, long way. And so that's the best understanding I've got of that word, where it's just sin. Now, iniquity involves more of a rebellious nature. Now, that's bad enough, but now trespasses, that gets into where it's really rebellious. It's outright anti-God. Intentionally working against God. So those are the different types of sin that we see. So I've set up a target here, and so we'll see if we can get in the center of God's will, or if we're going to miss here, and give it a few tries. Trespasses. Oh, not good at all. So if you fail, what do? You don't give up, that's for sure. You keep trying, you keep working. Keep working to do better and get in tune with God. We're really getting bad now. When, I do not know if it's enough to affect the same place I was throwing, and they don't seem to be hitting point first like they should be. right, we're getting closer. A little bit. We got one there that's in the sin mark. But like I say, when you reality, that looks close. This one does too, but it's really like I say, trying to shoot at the moon, and you missed a long ways. Well, for demonstration purposes, maybe I should have made God's will a little bit bigger, at least to make it possible to hit, because it is very possible to be in God's will. That's not something, yes, it's something we grow into to a great extent, but it's not that impossible. This is not that out of the ordinary. Some days I'll be better, some days I'll be a little bit worse. Most of the time, lately I've been doing much better. Okay, we've got it. And I don't have to be all the way inside, as long as it's part of it's in there. So, it's good to be in God's will. But I thought that'd be just an interesting demonstration and illustration to help you understand about sin. Now, when we get the idea that one sin, there's no difference, one's bad as the other. It only takes one sin. Any one of these, anything outside of this right here, God's will, is enough to send you to hell in a sense. Now, essentially, we go to hell because we reject Jesus Christ. But, would not need the blood of Jesus Christ if we had not sinned, if we had no sin. But we do all have sinned, come short of the glory of God. And so we're all guilty. And so to be in God's will is a good thing always. That's where we need to stay. But just as my knife throwing is not, can't get there all the time, neither do I or you. Even though we've been born again, and we're still learning, we're still growing in Christ, God is still working on every one of us. You're still alive and breathing on this earth. He's still working on you if you're allowing him to at all. So Dale Little, I hope that'll help, give you an illustration. And like I say, anything outside of here is enough to send you to hell. We've all sinned. Here, or here. We've all sinned, come short of the glory of God. Okay? Jesus Christ came and he paid the price for us. So, the price that we couldn't pay, he did pay. Dale, Rescue American Ministries.